And we are live. What's going on, guys? Back with another video, another day demoing the live NASDAQ market futures. So we're doing this preparation for our next evaluation attempt. And yesterday we took about 31 trades, so a bunch of trades. And we only ended up with $17 in drawdown, which is pretty good. Good experience, breaking even at the end of the day. A bunch of money on fees because 31 trades is a lot. It's a lot of contracts. So today, we're gonna try to look at the zones. We're not gonna be here for too long. Like yesterday, we were here for hours. We're gonna be probably about an hour and a half to 2 hours in the market. It is 9:18 Central Time. Let's get going. Before we get started, of course, disclaimer: the content presented in this video is for entertainment and educational purposes only. The views and opinions expressed are solely those of the creator and should not be construed as financial advice. The creator does not sell any products or services, nor is affiliated with any of the trading platforms or tools mentioned. Trading involves risk and is not suitable for all investors. It is important to conduct your own research or consult with a professional before making any investment decisions. The creator assumes no responsibility for any losses or damages arising from the use of this content. So it looks like we're kind of ranging at the moment. We had a dip, a rise, a dip, and a rise, and a dip, and a rise, and a dip, all within that same area. What I like about this 3-minute chart is we have a well-defined area left behind that we can pay attention to. The flip looks bullish for the moment, so that's our bias for the scalping session. We got this zone, this low and this high put in, 50% of that, and it's where we are right now, actually, somewhere around there. So this could be a good place to trade a scalp up. This is actually a really good setup. And I'm gonna make this even smaller by putting it here, really, this high and this low, because this low is the one that gave us this high. Becomes more important, breaking all this to the left. We already had broken them, but then we broke them. We broke this high now that was put in. So definitely bullish indications all around. And we're definitely going to test this area here. This is the kind of setup we want to see. We got the flip confirmation on the daily. So if on the daily looks like a flip, then it quacks like a flip on all the other time frames. Now, if we do go lower, which I don't think we are, I took an order there, and I won. So I took $100 5-point profit there with a little scalp up, because we got a very bullish area here. I would love to get a bigger move, but we're scalping. So that already has given us profit right here, $100. I'll keep this here so you guys can see the trades. So good morning, everyone. Back with another one. That's how we do it here. No break. We got 3 topics. Deja vu. That's a topic. We'll talk about it. Getting back up, okay? When you're down, when you're not having a pleasant time, do you quit or do you get back up? We'll talk about it. And the third topic, can't remember off the top of my head. Let's see. Oh, trust. Who can you trust? Can you trust yourself? Well, can you? Can you trust others? Can you trust anything? Can you trust the markets? We'll talk about it. Oh man. Here we go. In any case, let's get going with this trading, scalping 101. Got my coffee, some water. You see that? We got the run of the high. We're going up. Let's get involved. So yeah, we're not trying to take as many trades as yesterday. Of course, we don't have that much time. Yeah, I was gonna take a scalp there on the 10-second. Yeah, we're not gonna take as many trades, but we'll take some calculated ones. See if we can bring this up, get us readier, more ready for the valuation. So yeah, the first topic is trust. Who can you trust? Oh no, deja vu. Deja vu is the first topic. Trust is the third topic. So you ever had deja vu? I don't know if everybody has had this experience. I know I had it, very young. I had a deja vu. I actually would have deja vu, not a lot, but somewhat. And I've always been a dreamer, like my dreams are really strong when I sleep. So when I had deja vu, right, I saw something that I thought had happened already, which is called deja vu. I would always think that I dreamt it because I was like, okay, my dreams are vivid, so it must correlate to me having deja vu, but sometimes it was very strong. And then, of course, later on, I found out that it was a thing. I mean, I didn't even know it was a thing. And it has such a funny name, like a French. Deja vu. And I actually, it was in Spanish, but it's still the same name, deja vu. In Spanish, we say it exactly the same way. So the reason why I'm focusing on deja vu is because, okay, when you look at the markets and you're a trader and you look at them all day, you start to see things that you think might have happened again. And I think it's actually a good thing. I think you have seen that before, it's like also because, how much different can the market be from one day to the next? We see the bunch of same stuff happen, not in the same exact way, but we see, this stuff happen. The rises, the runs, the breaks, these two candles here, the way that this one candle kind of dojied in a longer time frame. You start to see those things over and over and over, And then you're like, oh, I've seen that one before. Oh, that happened. That already happened. And basically using memory and remembering as a tool to help you trade. Because if you've seen that before, you might correlate that to, hey, that when I saw that, I remember I placed that trade here and I lost. Now you're golden, because now you can either take the other trade or some different trade, or not, you know, step out altogether. So something's going on. Well, we'll just keep it going, guys. Here we go. All right. Looks like we're still live. Yeah, something's going on with my camera. It's lagging, and I cannot seem to be able to fix it. I've tried, but I think I got one more thing I should try next time. So next time, hopefully, technically wise, will be a little better. But yeah, so memory should incorporate a big part of trading strategy, because what's the point of you watching the charts all day, every day, if you just don't pay attention or you forget what happened? That's why I think it's very important to document your trades. And this is actually why the most, you know, I like doing these videos. I do like them, making them. But the main goal for me with these videos is to have a library for myself, a catalog of my trading. Then I can watch and see what I did and my progress, for example. And I can document every trade live. So that's awesome. I get to have a library, and I don't have to edit it or anything. I can just keep it on YouTube, you know. So 5 years from now, then I'll look back at these videos and I'm like, what the heck was I thinking? You know, because of all the things I've learned in 5 years, the memory of those things, you know, the progress. So that's the first point, is deja vu. Seeing things again and again on the charts, if used correctly, can really benefit us. Can really benefit for us to remember what happened, what we did, or how we were engaged, and then either engage again, engage in the opposite way, or not engage at all. Yeah, very small price action here, so I'm gonna stay out. So there's definitely a lot of consolidation. We're gonna wait, because then the expansion will come. I presume it's gonna be for the upside. I mean, this would be a great trade. You get anywhere around here and put your stop loss there. Now, this is also still likely to get taken, because we just barely tapped into 50%. So we might go deeper a little bit here. However, I don't think we are. I think we're leaving before tapping here. But if we do tap in here, we're gonna wait, because it might break. And if it does break, then we got another story to tell. Maybe a flip to the downside, and maybe try to short. But at least for the moment, and one thing we gotta mention too is that this low did not produce a new high. It didn't run these highs, and that because of that, it becomes unprotected or a little weaker. And we have seen here that it actually held, so it's looking like a strong support level. But I don't really well, you know, we got deeper mitigation than we thought because 50% is really here. We put a Fibonacci here that we've set up for 50, 75, and 25%. You can see, yeah, 50% is all the way up here actually. So we do have mitigation. We have a break of that 50% area. So having a really what the scalping galore would be to place the stop loss down here, and your profit. I mean, even if it just leaves the area, I mean, right now you don't get that good of a trade because of where it is. But if it does come back down here or even here, you take the position and then you put your stop loss below this low, because this low did break the high to the left. So definitely more important, more valid. So very likely to give us a reaction. Whether that reaction sends us into the expansion of continuation, or whether it drops to a flip to the bullish side, that we don't know. And you see now it's giving us a lot better price. There's that deeper mitigation I was talking about. Well, not deeper, but deep. And we'll see if it runs these lows. And this could be maybe the last opportunity to get in before the expansion upwards. But we're still ranging here. So everything that's happening here we can still consider it a range. We cannot foresee an expansion yet. Especially as scalpers, we don't want to be thinking too much about expansions because we're just looking for 5 points here, 10 points there. So for example, there, an order there would have yielded 2, 3 points, 5 points, just from playing the zone and the range. So because we're more of a ranging environment right now, I'm gonna wait. Maybe I get a better entry down here, then take it up. Or maybe just trade this range. We'll see what happens in the next few candles. And you can see it very clearly here in the 10-minute. You can see very clearly what's going on. We got this range put in. We got those zones that we were talking about. 70 right now, see right now there. Wow, you see? And I was looking at this, I didn't take the order, but that's fine. That's fine. I'm not gonna be thinking that I missed out because it might give us another entry around here. Still a good price here. Again, if you want to take your stop loss here and then take your order, either I would just go here. You know, that's a 1-to-1. That's a huge profit. Not 1-to-1, but maybe a little more profit than stop loss, because your stop loss would be here. So you take the order here, profit, or I mean here, or here. But each one comes with its own, risk or whatever, its own different aspects of the trade. So if you take the order, place the stop loss here, you can either aim for this high, aim for this high, or aim for this high, or aim for the expansion all the way up. Unless this is all a bearish flip. So we have to watch out. Our bias is that it's not, but that doesn't mean we know exactly what's going to happen. No one does. And that's, actually I'm going to go with the third topic first, trust, because it actually blends in really quick to this last thing that we were saying. Okay, don't trust me. Okay. By the way, not financial advice in any way. So don't trust me, because as I've mentioned so many times in this channel, I'm still learning. I'm getting better at this, but I am in no way, shape, or form an expert. So if you can't trust me, your favorite YouTuber, who can you trust? Well, first off, you gotta trust yourself, right? Like if you're going into trading as your goal in life, like I am, actually, it's very imperative that you trust yourself, because no one else is gonna do it. No one else is gonna believe in you, man. That's the harsh reality of this. One of the reasons, I'm not gonna say it's a bigger reason or whatever, but one of the reasons, who wants to work for a living? You know what I mean? Like humans, in essence, I think we like to work. But as soon as you put in, oh, you have to work or you can't pay your bills, we don't like that. Nobody does. Nobody does having to do something, even if they like it. So, there's some envy or distrust, quote unquote, that comes when you tell people that you're trading, that you're a trader. Because they would like to be a trader, because they think, okay, well, he just sits around at home or at a coffee shop and makes money of clicking off a mouse without having to work. But the thing is, like, trading is a job, and a lot of people understand that. I'm not saying everybody, but a big part of why no one's gonna believe in you in this journey is because they like to do it too. And like, yeah, who do you think you are, kind of thing. That's what they think. It's like, who do you think you are? I want to do it, but it's so hard and everything, and you're gonna come and do it. And also, of course, it has that gambling connotation to it. Look at that trade. Look at how it just went up towards my target. I think I'm still gonna get it, but I like how it just moved up with no problem. And I did take more than 5 points on this one. Well, it might not go my way, but it was a good trade. I just moved my take profit. 5 points. If you're correct, it's very likely that it'll get taken. The thing with 7, 8, now it becomes less likely. Of course, there's more distance to cover for price, so it might reverse on its way like it did there. And that's fine. That's fine. I tested the area with a very low. Well, actually, that was pretty big loss. Now that I see it, it's like 170. But of course, we had to test the area with that low and see if it held. Now we're cooking. Like, now we're gonna be bullish, especially the way price is moving at the moment. So we might recover with a good entry here. And we're just gonna we're gonna go higher. No, that's not that high. Like right here, it's good. Yeah, right there. And if it's a flip, that's fine. I'm gonna lose this trade, which with a lot of money, but I'm testing the areas. I'm not really trading without a plan, I guess. Maybe the entry is not good because I should have waited. Maybe that's the case, but still my stop loss is pretty good placed. Maybe a little lower, but let me see where. There we go. Okay, here. That's where my stop loss should be, below this low. And then my, my take profit can be up here actually. So that's the trade of the century. Let's see if it plays out. We got really good coverage on the, yeah, look at that. It has to run all these lows, which it might, but if we're not going to take this kind of trades, then, because we have this low actually, this is the low that really matters. And like I said, this, oh man, yeah, no, that's, oh yeah, this is protected. This is the one that was not protected here. So the only concern here is that price didn't go higher here and that it might trade lower than this low. But I still kind of believe in this low. I believe in the bullish flip. I believe in the zone. I believe in my target and my profit. So let's watch it play out. I have trust, you see? I have trust in this trade. That's very rare actually, to have trust in a trade. But we're gonna make it less rare. So yeah, so one part of like the reason why people are not gonna be really happy, excited for you when you become a trader, is, because they want to do it too, so you got to live with that, you got to live with that. Like you got a job title that scares people, that brings up emotions in people sometimes, because you're not unique in the sense that everybody knows that trading exists, and a lot of people take get their feet wet on trading, right? Like a lot of people do it, and a lot of people do it as a hobby, and they might be profitable. Who knows? I don't know. Some people might be profitable doing it as a hobby, but I guess the whole thing comes down to the only way to trust that you're going to be successful is if you dedicate all your life to it. I think that's the harsh reality that a lot of traders don't want to admit, especially retail traders, is that this is a full-time gig. This is a full-time gig. This is a job. This is not a video game or a hobby or a pastime. It can be. I mean, I'm not saying that no one does it as pastime and it's not profitable. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that the thing is what it is. The trading thing is hard. You can tell by my results and my videos. Okay, you can tell by this trade right now. This is hard. Okay, all these emotions when you're in drawdown here, or a bunch of money losing, and especially if it's real money, that's not easy. You have to get used to it. You have to like have rules, objectives, and a system. And that's why it's a job. So that's where you gain the trust in yourself, is by making it a job and getting up every day. And then that leads to the, well, who else can you trust? Can you trust the markets and stuff? Yes, actually, yes, you can trust the market. You can trust that the market is going to be there. You can trust that the market is going to move the way it's been moving for hundreds, if not thousands of years. Okay? This is nothing new. Selling, buying stuff, and having a price, a market price for things. What's new is, of course, the technology of trading electronically, and how easy it became to get in for the retail investor. But this has been around since the time of Socrates when it comes to buying and selling contracts, deeds, commodities, securities, whatever. It's been around for a long time. So you can trust that this is going to move this way. Whether you win or lose, that's another story. That's more you. That's where trusting you comes into play. That's why trusting your setup comes into play. But as far as the market, you can trust that the market is going to be there, moving like it always does. Now, there are circumstances like crashes and like big economic global disasters or whatever, financial disasters, that may halt some markets for some time, or some brokers or some companies, but there will always be others to jump into. If it's just a real global disaster or something financially, then it's just a matter of time before it all recuperates in one way or another. And that you can trust. And then, can you trust other people, right? Can you trust the market? Yes. Can you trust yourself? Yes. Can you trust other people? Well, fortunately for us in this business, we can build up our own account and have a lot of independence when it comes to our business. We can be very independent. However, for example, when it comes to prop firms, that's a good example, which I am trading on trade day, as I mentioned. Can you trust them? That's where it gets tricky, because they are binding into a contract, and within their contract that you are signing with them, when you agree to the subscription and pay it and all that, that contract has a lot of stipulations, a lot of hidden, quote unquote, wording or phrases that can be taken, don't have to be taken literally, and they have full discretion into the meaning of those words and the meaning of those phrases. They have the discretion to use it to their advantage if they wanted to, or to just, for example, let's say you're in a trade day evaluation, right? And you pay a subscription every month. And let's not use trade day, because that would be kind of unfair for me to use trade day, because they, I have no evidence of them doing this or anything. But let's just go with, Hueco's prop firm. Okay, if I own the prop firm, my prop firm, Hueco's prop firm, right? I say, there are certain rules you have to follow. Here are the rules, blah, blah, blah. But there's hidden rules that you might not see on like the big advertisement, right? On the big advertisement is like, oh, you don't have minimum trading days, or you don't have any end of the day trail drawdown. This is the best prop firm ever. Come sign up. No, no hidden fees, blah, blah, blah. And you're like, okay, I sign up. But then in like when you sign up for it, like there's a paragraph that says, yeah, that zone's not gonna hold. Well, that's unfortunate, but it looks like we are heading down. Unless this is it. I mean, it could be that zone that the tap of that zone that gives us a new high. And when I say new high, I don't mean a new high, just breaking this one's here. Not this one, just breaking this one. Not asking too much from price. And again, my stop loss is not super hard. I'm still okay with this trade. So I'm having fun watching it play out. So Hueco's prop firm, when you signed up for it, there's a paragraph in all the documents and contracts that you actually sign, maybe without reading. It says that you cannot, let's say, scalp 5 points, or like less than 5 points. Let's just say that. Okay, you didn't know. Now, of course, the thing that I'm talking about is not going to be as as you know, that wouldn't make sense for a prop firm to say you cannot take 3 points, but let's just say that's the case, because they do come up with other things, and I don't want to get into it because they're complicated, but they do have little things that you can break the rules that are hidden in the contracts that you signed. They're not on the big advertisement where they have your rules, your objectives, and just do this and you'll be all right. We'll fund you if you complete the challenge, if you pass the evaluation. But my evaluation, like I said, tells you that you cannot take more than 3 points in one, or less than less than 3 points. You cannot take less than 3 points in one trade, in one profit. So let's say you pay for the subscription every month, and every now and then you take a trade that's 2 points. But I don't fail your evaluation. See, I don't fail you. I just keep, you keep going, and then you fail the evaluation, so you buy another one, and you fail, and you buy another one, and all the meantime you're paying and failing. You're not failing because of the 2 point, taking 2 points. You're failing for other reasons, because that's when I fail you, is when you break a major rule that is advertised on the big slogan. Now let's say one day you finally pass the evaluation, and you're so happy, and you're like, oh man, they're gonna fund me, and now I'm gonna make money, blah blah blah. And then they send you an email and say, hey, congratulations on being a great member of Hueco's prop firm. Really appreciate all of your efforts to become a profitable trader. This industry is hard. We understand. That's why we want to make it easy for traders to get funded. And we really admire your perseverance. Unfortunately, though, you did not pass the evaluation because you took a trade that was 2 points. And you're like, what? What do you mean? That's not a part of your rule? You email back right away, right? That's not a part of your rule? Oh, as you can see in the contract, in this little paragraph, we outline, the rules, blah, blah, blah. And you're like, well, why didn't you, all right. We lost that one. That was a big loss. 500? 500 bucks in loss. Well, we had already 75 or something. So now we're going to test this area here. Now we're going to test this area. See if that one holds. And so, you're like, what? What do you mean? What do you mean I failed? You didn't say anything. You didn't fail me. Oh, it's just that we looked at the records of your trading performance, and you broke the rule of the 2 points. You took 2 points in profit, and we cannot have that. We're trying to fund professional traders and people who take this seriously, and the scalping situation, you're taking 2 points. That's not ethical trading. At the end of the day, you don't get paid, you don't get funded, you just wasted all that money, and you never even knew that you were breaking a rule. So anytime that you had passed the evaluation, you would have just kept like, if you didn't pass it, you would have never found out that you didn't even have a chance. Okay, so can you trust Hueco's prop firm? You might say no, you cannot. Well, yeah, you cannot trust another person ever, right? Because they're incentivized. One second here, guys, because this might be it right here. This is below the EMA, by the way, too, which is a good sign for us. Yeah, Although we might go into ranging, but if we do expand, this could be a good trade. Am I early? Yeah, I'm early because my stop loss should have been lower. I might get out of this one and get a better entry. And so anyways, that's how prop firms do it, by the way. I'm not making this up. I don't want to say names, or I don't know who, but of course they're gonna do that. They're paying out of their own pocket when they fund you. Because a lot of times you go into a sim account and even though you're funded, you're not really trading real money. So all the payouts come from their pocket. So what do you think? You think they want to give you money? Now, granted, they are the ones that also they're buying by a contract just like you are. But they wrote the contract. You know what I mean? Like you're just signing your name. Now, of course, they're gonna draw a contract that people are gonna sign. But that's the thing, is you gotta read. You cannot trust these companies. All you can do is trust yourself to read all the information. And then do your own research into the prop firm, and then make a decision, and then trust that decision. See what I'm saying? And if they play you wrong, which could happen, usually these companies, they don't want to like mess with people like that because they get burned really quick. So what they do is, like I said, they hide stuff in their paperwork and stuff. So it is because it's a business, going back to that first point that the earlier point that I was making, where we gotta take this serious. This is not a video game, even though I'm playing like a video game here with my type of trading I'm doing right now. But because we're taking it seriously, we're going to read every contract, read every page of the prop firm's proposition before we sign, and then move accordingly. Okay, don't try to get away with stuff. Like, follow the rules to the T. And then if they play you wrong, then don't even get upset. All that money you put in was education. That's the way I look at it in this business, because you're gonna lose money. I mean, let's be honest. No one's gonna come in this business and start making money off the bat without losing money. I would suspect that 99% of people who come into this lose money at first. Now, you might hear stories of, oh, I got in and I won. Yeah, but if they keep doing it, they're gonna lose it. Simple as that. I mean, no one's gonna come in with a certain amount of money, double it, triple it, quadruple it, and then just keep building an account. No. Their first times or accounts, they're gonna blow them up eventually. But that's how much an education is in this business. You don't really have to sit in a classroom. You just have to trade and get comfortable with losing money, as messed up as that sounds. You gotta get used to losing money. Took another scalp. This one could be actually, well, I was gonna move my stop loss because, yeah, this would have been a good entry. Just a little late on the stop loss moving. Right here. This is it. This is the one. Hail Mary. We do have, I'm so stubborn because we are, yeah, actually, that was a bad trade. I can see it now better. Well, no, we can still play this one out. We can still play this one out. But yeah, you know what? I got the bias confirmation that we are probably going lower because of the break of this. I didn't pay attention to that, how important it was that we broke this low. I forgot about that. I'm still playing the same range that I was talking about in the beginning of the day, and still trying to go with the trend up. And it's still up because this is the low that has to be ran. However, I didn't realize the importance of running this and breaking this low here. So price is likely to go lower now. And when I say lower, like really low. Yeah. All right. Well, that's another, like, that's a big thing. Is like I have to be patient in this trading, you know, like very patient, not just wait, just keep waiting. And then if we miss the entry, then fine. So yeah, if this was the evaluation, we'd be in really murky waters. And I'm not gonna move this until I lose it. If I go 48,000, then I'll reset, but I'm still gonna try to get back up to pass this preparation. So yeah, so can't trust no one. Oh, look at this. This is the 50% of the zone here. This is the one. That was messed up how it ran the high very, you know, and our indication that it was going to trade lower was basically this and this. And then, of course, this. So we had to, you know, next time we are in this situation, we're going to wait for that to play out. And then, of course, this, I mean, you know, I didn't notice that on the 10-minute I had this schematic lined up from yesterday's price chart, and you can see that tap into this 50%. So another reason to wait. So this whole range, it's pretty much fair game, but I do think we're going higher from here now. And scalp our way up, it's gonna take a while. And I don't have that much time left. So a lot of things going on. Welcome to the Weko Show, where you don't know what to expect. Someone you can't trust. Yeah. Well, that was it. But now we're going on a bearish bias. So we're not gonna be going up anymore at the moment. We did run this low. And we're probably gonna break below it on the 10-minute even. Got 3 more minutes to go on that. We'll see what happens there. So yeah, I mean, I got cooked like a bunch of people did, because look at this wicks. Everybody thought what I thought. Oh, we're going higher from here. Those first few scalps were good, like this one. But then after that, it was all bloodshed. We have a very juicy S&D zone right here. This is the one right here. This is the move. Right here. When price taps into this white line, it's bullish galore. Yeah, I should have known better. You know, this looked like the expansion up, but it really wasn't. It was just part of the same consolidation. It was just part of this consolidation here. Now on the bearish side, we have this. So if the price taps here, it could go lower, even more. I don't know if it runs up the highs there, but certainly this here. Yeah, you know what? It's actually this one, look. Right here. Because this is the one that gave us that new high. And take out the wick. And then 50%. There we go. So if price comes back up from here, short, from here, long. That's the range. Right now we're getting a tap into this area and then leaving, but that doesn't mean it's not gonna go back down. So yeah, a lot of big moves today, just trying to test the areas, and I'm actually glad I'm doing this because this is good information for me to play out. Like for example, what happened here where, you know, running this low and I still long, that was dumb. Wait for the run of this low. We didn't make new highs here. We're having lower highs, lower lows, and I'm trying to long the market. That's my problem. And the trend is your friend. So we're gonna start shorting. And if we get taken out because it's an expansion to the upside, that's fine. Like that. That's how you short, because we're going up to this, we're not sure if we're running, the trend is low. Get a little move like that. That's how we gotta trade a little more. And it may not be the best place to be shorting from because we are pretty low in the scheme of things, but longing is not the right move until we hit this area over here. It's crazy how money adds up really quick, like the losses, and then the profits don't so much. That'd be a good Maybe a good trade here. Not looking for too much either. It's probably gonna go up now because it ran the low a little bit. So might go up higher. We'll see. Kind of creating a little bit of a range, and I'm kind of on the higher end of the range. I should have watched out for that too. Is like when you see a big expansion, like we have been seeing on the low side here to the short side, then we can expect price to start ranging like it's doing here before leaving anywhere, either up or down. Doesn't look like a flip here though. It's making lower lows. Don't really want to go up. I mean down, sorry, so I get out. Yeah, I got out of that one. Looking like it wants to go up rather than down. Oh, go figure. Oh, that was it. Okay, well, that was a good trade. The way it looked on the chart is like these lows are kind of like not behaving well, and then thought it was gonna expand up like it's doing right here. But look, that was gonna be a good trade. Perfectly taking my profit. And that's the thing, is like I had the bias of a bullish action, and then the bearish action cooked me trying to go up. So just follow the trend. And now, of course, I went long because it looks like it wants to go up, but that's how I get cooked. So I'm gonna have to wait for the next setup, whether it's down here to go up or somewhere around up here to go down. Oh yeah, that would have been a really good trade. Just let it play out next time. What's the difference? That's the zone right there. That's the zone that we are going to see price move up from. Just a little lower though. And you know, this is awesome right here. A tap, any tap into this area below this. Might leave sooner, might leave up from here, but this is our expected zone. Okay, that was a good trade there. Another scalp down. So this is how we're gonna be trading from now on. Is we really gotta concentrate on following the trend, looking at our zones, and then either taking it to our zone or taking it to the other zone up there. Especially because we're not seeing any signs of flipping anytime soon. Not till we see this. And then on the daily too, look, I mean, we left here this big candle up going is an imbalance, so makes sense that price wants to have a wick before going up. If this is the major flip. See what I'm saying? Like maybe wick and then trade up higher. If this is gonna be a bullish candle, by the way, this is already a big wick. So the wick cannot get that big. As you can see, we haven't seen big wicks in a while. Maybe this one here. And so for us to believe that this wick is gonna be all the way here, but maybe here, that would be a nice long wick still. Well, not that long actually, because no, never mind, because only it would be only from here where the candle opened to here would be the wick, about here, which is around this area, and then become a green candle if this is the flip we're all expecting. And doesn't mean that we're not going to mitigate all the way down to the imbalance, you know, leaving no imbalance behind. So it might be a bearish candle, close and then open up and trade higher. So could be a bearish day, but I don't really care that much. I just want to see the trend, basically. Yeah, even there I thought of taking an entry to the downside right here. Yeah, I mean, trading is, you know, it's this is not the way you trade where I got in and started making a bunch of trades. This is not how you trade. The way you trade is you got to be patient, you know, you got to watch for a long time before executing. And maybe just execute 2 or 3 trades per day, 5 trades maximum. That's how I was doing really good on the evaluation. Mostly making $300 here, $200 here, $150 here for a day. So, I mean, that's really good. Especially trying to build up a good account, a good, you know, a big account. You gotta do it over time. So taking little profits day in, day out, is the way to do it. Well, we're already in the weeds in this account, so let's just go for it. Nice. That was a good trade again. You know, like that's it. Follow the trend. The trend is your friend. So good. So good, so late. The last topic is getting back up. You know, in this business, you need resilience. I mean, that's an understatement. It's not only required, it's essential, fundamental that you have perseverance, resistance, stamina, whatever you want to call it, all those things. You're gonna get beat up by the markets day in and day out, and you just get back up. You just get back up. You just get, write down your rules. Don't stop learning. Don't stop reading books. Don't stop trading demo accounts. It's like, I used to trade demo accounts, but I moved on to real money. Why not use the demo accounts as a learning tool where you got to blow up accounts to learn? Or can you learn on a demo account being diligent, following rules, looking for setups, taking those setups with the right risk reward, all those things? It's an interesting one. So I have that, I have that fighting spirit, to my own detriment, actually, because a lot of times I get up when no, you know what, it's for my benefit. No, it's for my benefit. I don't give up easily, especially if I like the thing. If I don't like the thing, I give up. I don't care. Like if we go bowling and you kick my butt, like, yeah, I'm not gonna get back up to, let's go to the bowling alley again, I'm gonna get you this time. No, it's like I pick my battles. But when I pick a battle, it's over until it's over. No, I just keep going back at it. If and I don't mind losing. I really don't. A lot of people have a big problem with losing in sports, in whatever competition type you're gonna be in. I don't care, because I like competing, and part of competing is losing. Like, there's no other way. You tell me one person who wins every single time, I'll give you $1 million. There's always somebody better than you. What getting back up does is that you experience more and more of those people that are better than you, and you start to become like them. Because how did they become really good at what they do? They kept getting back up. Keep getting back up. So that's not actually a big problem for me. I have other issues. Getting back up is not. It's part of who I am. I've always been ready for the next, ready for tomorrow, ready for the next one. Like, even if I have the shittiest day, next one. I don't know where that comes from. I guess my dad used to be like that too, I guess. Very resilient. Whoa. Yeah, I said it. I said interesting here. You see? Why? Why is this interesting? Because engulfing candle that looks like a break. Now, I'm not saying it's actually the flip. I actually think we're going lower to here. But I'm not going to trade what I think. I'm going to trade what I see. And what I see now is this low, high is the one that created this low. All the way up here. So if we're here in the middle, probably be unwise to either short or long from here. What we're going to do is wait to see if it gets all the way up here and see what happens there. If this is the flip and we're not coming back down here, I think our rule should be not to get engaged. Even if we see the flip, not to get engaged in this, because it could turn around at any time. But getting engaged to the downside, maybe from here, would not be such a bad idea, I think, for me at the moment. We'll see. All right, let's try the area. No, and I just said it, but yeah, it's because my stop loss should be all the way up here. That would be the wise trade, I guess. 1-to-1. But then we have to run the lows. Jeez. So we're just gonna make it a little shorter. Right there. Yeah, a bit of an too early of an entry, but might play out. Uh-oh. Well, let's see if that that high holds. Just give a little bit more room, just a couple of ticks. It has the characteristics of a flip with a nice mitigation of the area. So maybe, yeah, it was the flip. But that's better. I like that. I like that I didn't take a long and I took a short, even if I lose it, because the real thing there is don't take a trade there. I did say that the range was all the way up there, and I still took a trade too early. I mean, this is where I would want to get in with my stop loss, maybe in this fractal, be you know, like all the way up here. Still maybe a good trade. You see what I'm saying? More risk, but that's probably the best place to short from, would be around here. If it goes higher all the way up here, it might get a rejection from this fractal here. We still have to run and break these highs. We haven't done that yet. And then, you know, we still got this area. The one thing though that should have kept me away from trading lower here is this engulfing candle running the high, and then this next candle running the high, and then this next candle running the high here, and then this other candle here, and now this one, the ones that's going on. So tough spot to be in. But I do still have some faith in my faith. That's probably the wrong word. I do have a little bit of faith on the on this high here to be protected. But no, we might come down here actually one more time, especially after running these highs. If we do, yeah, they haven't been ran yet. You see? Not yet. So that's where the entry should go if we're going down. If anything, maybe nothing better. What time is it? Oh, I gotta get going soon. If we go up from here, then oh, it might be game over. So yeah, get back up. That's the last topic we had today. Not the main one, but they're all good. Good topics. It's good to get perspective on things. Hope it helps in any way to just think, you know. There's a misconception, I think, that thinking is a bad thing. Like, oh, you shouldn't think, just do. You know, just don't think, do. Like you're wasting your time thinking, just do it. No, it's like you gotta think. You have to. Anything that you do, anything, you have to think before you do it. You might say, okay, when you walk, you're just doing it out of habit, out of like, you know, reaction, impulse, whatever. It's not thinking and then walking. No, I would suggest that you're still thinking about walking. It's just that it's so easy that you don't have to think with effort. But when you do things that are not so ingrained in your habits, then you have to think. Then they become a habit and you don't have to think as hard. So it becomes easier to think about the thing you're doing, but you're still thinking about. We call it subconscious, whatever. I mean, there is room to argue about subconscious, but my point in life is like we are told not to think, to trust our emotions, our intuition. And yeah, sure, those things are good enough, but thinking is the real challenge in life. And if you can get good at that, everything becomes easier. Everything becomes so easy when you know how to think, when you learn how to think. And if you think the way you want to think, then you're thinking truth. No, this order is not gonna pan out anyways. Wow. It was a flip. This area here give us a flip. You know what? Could it be that this is the high that really mattered? Wow. Maybe that's the case, guys. Look at this. I put the high here, right? Because I thought this one. But then I put this low. That doesn't make sense that this is the high. This is the high before the low. But what about the high that this low created? It's all the way up here. And if that's the case, what do we got? Okay. Okay, well, lesson learned. Lesson learned right there. Lesson learned. It wasn't this one. That made no sense. Because I put it here, this high, this low. No, it's this low, this high. That's the range. And then 50%, tap, flip. All right, well, now we know what's going on. Now that we lost $1,000 plus, we figured out what the market is doing. Nice. Actually, I like today. I like today. I usually don't trade until 9:30, and I started early today. Oh boy, I really gotta go. I'm gonna leave this trade open. It's very likely that it goes against me. We'll see what happens by tomorrow. Probably gonna be in a drawdown. If it does play out my way, we'll be celebrating. Yeah, I'll leave it like that. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Unfortunately I do gotta go, but it's been nice, you know, learning and taking some demo shots at this, getting ready for that evaluation where we're gonna have rules and we're gonna follow them to the tits. All right. Take care. Have a good one. We'll catch you on the next one. Peace out.